My fellow beautiful South Africans, you remember there's this lady from the Democratic Republic of Congo who was running a salon in one of our major cities. Now, she was running this salon illegally because foreigners are not allowed to operate small businesses here in South Africa. That sector belongs to South African citizens, especially when you didn't follow all the protocols to operate a business here in South Africa. You didn't invest anything, you didn't pay the 5 million. You just left your country, came to South Africa, and opened a salon illegally. Now, March and March raided this salon a couple of months ago and actually evacuated this lady and again held the owner of the property accountable. So this lady who comes from the DRC was paying rent to a South African lady who also doesn't own the property. So what happened here is that the municipality gave this property to a South African, and then the South African rented this property to this lady from the DRC. Now, both of these people are in the wrong. The South African who gave this property to the foreigner and the foreigner who is occupying this property illegally. Both of them should face the consequences of their actions. I am not going to come here and make it seem like the South Africans who rent these properties to these foreigners are correct. They are not. What they are doing is illegal. This lady from the DRC decided to come out and tell her side of the story so that maybe we can understand as South Africans that what we did to her is inhumane, which is strange to me because South Africans didn't do anything wrong. South Africans were just enforcing the laws of the republic to say that a foreigner is not allowed to operate this kind of business here when there are South Africans who can operate the very same business. South Africans were not wrong. But then this lady came out now to speak, telling us what happened, her side of the story, trying to make it seem like South Africans targeted her, when in reality, that's not what happened. South Africans were going around shutting down illegal businesses, and it so happened that her business was also illegal. She had no right to operate that kind of business here in South Africa. But then these people, whenever they are faced with the consequences of their illegal actions, they suddenly come out wanting pity from us as South Africans. They come out speaking all sad. Some of them even cry, trying to manipulate us emotionally so that we can say, hey, but then let them continue running these businesses. Look at them, they are crying. Look at them, they are sad. Let them continue running their illegal businesses. Well, at this point, as South Africans, we know their tricks. We understand their emotional manipulations and we no longer fall for their tricks anymore. It doesn't matter if you are going to come out and cry, you are going to come out acting all sad, victimizing yourself. As long as you broke the laws of South Africa, we are not going to feel pity for you. Actually, we are going to continue telling you that please go back to your country and go and try to open that business back at home because there's no space for you here in South Africa. These properties should be occupied by South Africans. We are going to continue telling you that. Doesn't matter you come out crying, you come out swearing. We don't care about that. What we care about is enforcing the laws of the republic. What we care about is making sure that South Africans are prioritized. South Africans have all the necessary skills to operate these businesses, and that is exactly what needs to happen. These businesses should be operated by South Africans, not people who don't have the right to operate these businesses. In this episode of The Spotlight, I want us to react to what this lady from the DRC has to say and try to find out whether South Africans were wrong for what they did or South Africans stand correct. So let's get straight into it.
Igama lami uNadine, ngihlala eMeto Janine Melmont, imilo sisilo nitholile inkinga esaloni. Ukona abantu bafikile uthi bafika ngazi beku Friday uthi upi ona wesaloni baza babakhombisa mina nisukume nikulume nabo uthi from next week akuvumeleki eforeigner kuba ona wesaloni sizokamuka nama ona wethu bazo ona amasaloni.
Okay.
Nize nithuke hawu kunjalo ngathaba mhlambe ayi bayakhuluma kuphela yafika Monday akaze bafika Tuesday lwesibili uthi bayasivalisa umnyango bebakho nama client ngaphakathi.
You know, what I'm happy about is that South Africans came prior to warn her, to tell her that, lady, you are not supposed to be operating this business here. Please take out all of your things because we are going to come back next week and shut this property down if we find you here. They came and they warned her. I'm pretty sure you heard what she said. She says she thought they were playing. And that is the problem with these foreigners. They don't take South Africans seriously. She thought South Africans are playing when South Africans are telling her that you are not allowed to operate this business here. Shut it down, or else we are going to come back and shut it down. She thought South Africans are playing. Now, after she realized that South Africans were actually serious, she wants to victimize herself as if she wasn't warned. I mean, South Africans didn't ambush her. They didn't just come and say close. They came prior, spoke to her, told her that the laws of South Africa say that you are not allowed to operate this business here. Please shut it down. If you don't, we are going to come and shut it down. She thought South Africans are playing. So why is she trying to victimize herself as if she wasn't warned?
Siyavala ngaphakathi siyayivalela siyabaqala mlinde siqede lawo ma client siyayivalela ngaphakathi siyaqeda lawo ma client bakhuluma uthi kusasa Wednesday kuzokamuka ama owner wesaluni nina amuvumeleki kuba owner wesaluni into niphathekela kabi bani biza uthi mina ni illegally wa from Mozambique. Mina aniko umundu wase Mozambique. Mina ni mundu wase DRC Congo. President wami is Antoine Felix Tshisekedi. Sud-Kivu Uvira.
But then why does it matter? Why is it a big deal that people called her a Mozambican when she comes from the DRC? Why is that a big deal? So are we supposed to now know where all of these people who are here in South Africa illegally come from? You can't blame South Africans for calling you a Congolese instead of calling you a Mozambican. That's not a big issue. You are all foreigners. You are all illegal foreigners for that matter. Doesn't matter whether you come from Mozambique, you come from Nigeria, you come from Zimbabwe, you come from the DRC. You are not allowed to operate a business here in South Africa. And if South Africans mistaken you for a Mozambican when you are from the DRC, why is that a big deal? The big deal is that you are here in South Africa running a business illegally. That's the big deal. Not to say that people called you a Mozambican. That's not a big deal. There's a lot of illegal foreigners here in South Africa. You can't expect South Africans to know all of these accents, to say this accent is from the DRC, this accent is from Mozambique, this accent is from Malawi. We can't keep track of all of those things. Obviously, we are going to confuse some of you. We are going to call you a Zimbabwean when you are a Malawian. We are going to call you a Nigerian when you are from Congo. Because there's a lot of you here. So you can't blame us for that.
So baza bakamuka Wednesday nama ona babo uti puma esaluni uti nibavulele nibanigeze ikiye bangene bayosebenza nami kanjani nipuma kukoka i-rent mushaka 7 irent yale building yale salon is 12,000 nipuma kukokela irent yami mushaka 7 wena mushaka 14 uthi ufuna kungena usebenze izinto zami unilethele umunye uona uthi abuye ayosebenza mina akuvumeleki nibe phakathi nize nibuze nibize lo sisi lo balethile uthi uye lo uona nyambiza iceleni sisi wami osasicoca iceleni like intombazane kuntombazane buka isaluni yami injani buka isaluni yami injani wena ke nyampela if le saluni isaluni yakho ungakwazi kushiyela umuntu nyampela for free nyampela sinilungisile yonke into kanje singiqedile imali usisi wabantu waze wakhuluma uthi benilinda wena sixoxe nawe indaba ufuna malini nyamtshela okay sisi lezi ndo le ngadi spend 120,000 iyo lo ngakhuluma so wena mlo 120,000 ubona ungathola malini usisi wabantu wakhuluma uthi ay ungakhulumela ama 100 at least u50,000 ngaza ngamtshela okay 50,000 okay cela ke unikeza 50,000 yonke into zokushela ngaphakathi yonke into nabasebenzi bami usebenza nabo yonke into ngaza ngamcela so wena uzoba ona wesaluni ningakwazi kusebenza nawe mina nibe phansi kwakho nibe lakini yakusebenzela usisi waza wanqaba uthi akuvumeleki wena usebenze usisi lo akuvumeleki wena usebenze la so ngaza ngamtshela okay akunakinga ngicela ke lo 50,000 waza wanitshela uthi linda nibize ukona uputi lo bekhuluma lapho uthi mina wase Mozambique kanti mina wase DRC Congo linda nibize lo puti lo nilethile ngapha uthi imi lo ona wesaluni so waza wambiza sambiza lo puti usisi wabantu wakhuluma uthi singiqedile ukhuluma nalo sisi uthi kulungile ku 50,000 akasekho ku 100,000 uputi hawo u50,000 imali ganga imali inkulu kanje masibala lo amakhabete angazi ukuthi ukhabete ilotwa 150 wayesebenza 150 angazi amamira angazi nyamthe asibali lokho sibala ibusiness sinikandile ibusiness yami sinikandile sibala lokho
a business that you are not supposed to be running. If this lady really wanted to protect her investment, her 100,000 that she's talking about, that she used to buy the equipment inside the salon, she should have taken out everything inside the salon, because they came and told her that we are going to come and evacuate you. So why did she wait until the day when now they've come to evacuate her? I mean, if you are warned, if people tell you that you are not supposed to be inside this property, you are inside this property illegally, take out your things, and you decide to not take out your things, why do you want to complicate things when people come to evacuate you, when they told you that please take out your things? She should have just taken out everything when she had the time and just evacuate the property, not to complicate things. She complicated everything because she thought South Africans are joking. She should have just listened when they came to warn her. Take out everything that belongs to her that she bought with her own money. That is what she needed to do. Now she wants compensation. She wants 50,000 rands. When they told her that evacuate, take out your things, she decided not to. You know, these people love victimizing themselves. Why would you fix a property that you are occupying illegally? Because there's going to come a day where you are going to be evacuated from that property, and you can't expect people to compensate you for what you renovated illegally. The property belongs to the municipality. The municipality doesn't even know that you are occupying that property. Yet you decide to take your own personal money to fix the infrastructure. Now you want to cry and tell us that I fixed the salon, I renovated the salon. Who told you to do that? Who gave you the permission to do that? The person she should be blaming is the person who rented her the property illegally. She should be blaming that person. If she wants compensation, she should look for compensation from the person who rented her this property illegally. You pay 12,000 rands for a property you are occupying illegally.
Uthi masikunika imali iningi u10,000. Niyamtshela bhuti wami u10,000. 10,000 izonisiza nani? Nize nimbize futhi lo sisi lo balethi lothi u-owner wesalon. Sisi oza futhi sikhulume. Siyaxoxana niyamtshela sisi cela nje unikeze u40,000. Usisi wathula. Lo bhuti waza wanqaba. Ma ufuna u10,000 waza wanibamba isikhoma sami. Letha cela ikiye yesaluni. Nami ngiyamtshela ngeke nikwazi ukukhipha ikiye wesaluni. Niphuma kurenta manje u12,000. Baze bangenise ama client. Uthi abantu basebenza nani? Bebasebenza nani? Uthi ngenani muyosebenza nali client. Kanjani ungangenisa client? Uclient ahlale kwisitulo zami, imira zami, edryer yami, amakama wami, ugezi wami awusebenzisi.
But if you didn't want that to happen, you should have evacuated when they told you to. Now, what is supposed to happen when you decided to leave all of those chairs inside the salon? Why didn't you take those chairs out? Because they belong to you, right? Take your stuff. Go store your stuff somewhere. And leave our property. This property belongs to the state of South Africa. And it should be occupied by South Africans. Take out your things. And let South Africans occupy what belongs to them.
Kanjani?
Kahle.
Nize nimcele uputi ngiyacela. Uninike insuku yanamuhla niyocabanga kahle.
But then what is there to think about? I mean, they came days before to tell you what they are going to do. They came days before. You want 1 day extra to think. What is there to think about? Because what is happening here is simple. You are occupying a property illegally. You are running a business illegally. And South African citizens are telling you that evacuate this property because you don't have the right to be here. This property belongs to South Africans. What is complicated about that? What is there to think about?
Uthi ngizoyenza njani? Ubhuti waza wanqaba uthi asifuni into yanamuhla yokucabanga yokusasa wara.
Because they came and told you days before. Now you want an extra day. You think South Africans have time for playing, I see.
Kipa yonke into yakho usinikeze ke yesaloni. Iyo longaza ngakipa ke izinto zami mhlambe nabecabanga ukuthi mina zokipa kuphela ma-happys. Cha, mele nikipe yonke into yami.
Yes.
Ngalungisa lapho ngathi spende imali inkulu kule saloni. Inkulu. Ngathi spende imali inkulu lapho. So, iyo lokho benifuna kuphela into benifuna nibatshele nonke. Because nonke video yami ya trenda yonke into uthi mina wase Mozambique. Cha, mina aniko illegal. Mina foreigner wase DRC Congo. Nyapindela futhi my president is Antoine Felix Tshisekedi. Siyabonga bafethu.
This lady is concerned about her being called a Mozambican. I guess she doesn't like Mozambicans that much. I mean, the fact that she was called a Mozambican is really bothering her. I mean, she's been repeating that statement to say that I'm not a Mozambican. Maybe she doesn't like people from Mozambique, you know. She is a proud Congolese. Now, if she's a proud Congolese, it would be better if she went back to the DRC to try and make a living there, to run a business back at home. Because South Africans are not there by the DRC operating small businesses. So why do people from the DRC want to come to South Africa to run small businesses when they have no right to do that? South Africans respect the laws of other countries. So please, people should start respecting the laws of South Africa because we are not playing. If South Africans come to you and tell you that please shut down your business because it's illegal, do that. Shut it down. Because then you will be evacuated and you will be crying here, acting like a victim when you were warned. So, my fellow beautiful South Africans, that's just what I wanted to talk about in this episode of The Spotlight. Tell me on the comment section down below, what do you think about what this lady is saying? Do you think South Africans were wrong for evacuating her from a business she was running illegally? Or do you think she is the victim here? Tell me on the comment section down below. I would really appreciate to hear your own thoughts and opinions. But then if you just enjoyed this video or you learned something new, please leave a like and subscribe to this channel. I would really appreciate it. My name is Emmanuel and this is Mzansi University, the place where we transform lives through knowledge and information.